everyone, I'm Cindy Winget, and I am the author of 3 Gothic Horror Mashups. Welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I've done before. So earlier in the year, I made 2 different videos. First of all, I apologize. There's planes flying above my house constantly because I live by Hill Air Force Base. So if you can hear the airplanes, I'm very sorry about that. I tried to wait until they were done, but I swear they're never done. So anyways, ignore that sound. So I made 2 videos earlier in the year. One was a video that was 24 books I wanted to read in the year 2024. And then the second one was a stack of shame video, where basically I had to have at least 3 books from an author, but yet have not read any of them. And so I'm trying to get to those authors that I have not experienced anything from yet. So I'm just gonna take a look back and see how I did. And if you missed those videos, I'll go ahead and link them at the end so you can see them if you're interested. So we're gonna start with the 24 books in the year 2024. And as I went back and looked through my list, I am sad to say that I have only read 4 out of the 24, so that's pretty shameful. But the first one I read was Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison, and unfortunately I already unhauled this book because I just didn't really like it. It wasn't quite what I was anticipating and what I wanted from this book. So this is about a woman whose family is part of a cult, and it kind of has like that religious vibes to it, and she's trying to stray away from her family's religion and kind of carve her own path. But what really didn't work for me is as soon as I knew what the cult was about, like everything else was just extremely predictable. If you've seen Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the new one on Netflix, then it's pretty much the same story, but just not done as well, in my opinion. And so it just didn't really work for me. I just thought it was okay, but it didn't blow me away. So yeah, I already unhauled that one. And then the second one I read was The Nestlings by Nat Cassidy. And I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really good. It had strong Rosemary Baby vibes about this couple that move into this creepy apartment, and the wife is pregnant, and then different things start to go down. The ending wasn't quite what I wanted it to be. Like, it got a little bit muddled at the end. But until that point, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really good and atmospheric, and I enjoyed my time with it. And then I read What Kind of Mother by Clay Malloy Chapman. And I have mixed feelings about this one. On the one hand, I think it's very unique. I haven't read a horror book like this. And so on that score, I give it a lot of props for that, not to date myself using that word, but anyways. So I enjoyed it for what it was, but there was one thing about the main character. Her motivations kind of flip-flopped in the latter half of the book, and I didn't think it made a whole lot of sense. And then like the dad in this book also like flip-flopped. It's almost like they reversed roles, but it didn't make any sense to me why that would happen. So I don't know, but I don't even know how to give you a premise for this book without giving anything away, but just know it's about fatherhood despite being called What Kind of Mother. And this guy's wife was missing or was killed or something, and he has to take care of the baby, but there's maybe something wrong with the baby that he wasn't anticipating having to take care of. It had very good creepy moments, and like I said, it was very unique. And so while I didn't absolutely love this book, I really thought it was a solid read though, and I still enjoyed my time with it. And then I read The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins. And I'm not going to say too much about this because I actually read it this month, so this will be part of my wrap-up. But just know that I really enjoyed it. And this is about an heiress and she passes away, and her son, Camden, her adopted son, I should say, he has to come back in order to claim the will and stuff because she left everything to him. And the family is really pissed about this, and they think it's unfair because he doesn't technically have any family blood in him because he's adopted, and they don't think that he should get any of the money. So it has a lot of those family drama vibes, so I really enjoyed this one. Okay, so that's the only 4 books I read out of that list, which is shameful. And now we're going to my actual stack of shame about the authors that I haven't read from despite having several of their books. So we're going to start out with Frida McFadden with The Housemaid. And I read this one as part of a book comparison because a lot of people have accused her of plagiarism. And so I wanted to find out for myself. So if you are interested, there is an entire video comparing 2 Frida McFadden books to other authors to see if I feel like she maybe took some of their story for herself. But, anyways, despite that, I really did enjoy this book. I thought it was good. And this is about a housemaid who gets this job at this rich people's house, and then she kind of falls for the husband, and different drama starts to unfold. You probably know what this book is about because it's wildly popular. And then I also read a John Myers book called The Family Experiment, and I only read this one because it was a NetGalley arc that I received, so that was my first John Myers book, even though I think it's like the 4th in a series, but it feels like they can all stand on their own. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fantastic book, and I liked having the multiple POVs and kind of filling out the world that John Myers had created. And I'm excited to go back and read the rest of the series, which is like The One and The Passengers and The Family Act. Although I haven't heard too many good things about The Family Act, but I still want to read it just so I have some context for the world. But anyways, it was a good one. And then I also read The Nesting by C.J. Cook. And I did a buddy read with this one with my friend Amy, and she and I really enjoyed the first 2/3, but then it kind of fell apart in the end because there ended up being a lot of plot holes, and the author went in so many different crazy directions, but they didn't all make sense. They didn't all coalesce into one like cohesive story. Some characters, you wondered why they were even there by the end, and there was like the prologue didn't line up with what actually happened in the end. So it's like, why did you even have that prologue? So I don't know. It had a lot of problems. It was good. I liked the character. I liked the atmosphere. I liked the creepy moments. But it just didn't come together right. And I feel like it had a lot of issues and a lot of problems. I want to try this author out again and see if she gets better in her other books. But yeah, it had some issues. And then as part of that Stack of Shame video, I actually did a reading vlog as part of it where I randomly drew 3 books from a cup and read them. So the first one I drew was Mary Downing Hahn, and I chose The 13th Cat. And this is a middle grade novel about, cats, and about this little girl that just moves to this new house, and she's trying to make friends and trying to, deal with the fact that she had to move, and there's a witch living next door that has all these cats. I thought this was really cute and really fun, and I really enjoyed my time with it. And then I also did Noelle Ilhe. I'm probably saying that last name wrong. I have no idea how to say it, but I chose Room for Rent. And for the most part, I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was pretty predictable, and it was a little bit redundant at times. It was very simply written, and I did enjoy my time with it, but it didn't like knock my socks off or anything. But I do have a couple more books from this author, and I am eager to try them out. And then I tried Blake Crouch, and I read Pines because this one sounded the most up my personal alley when it comes to him, because he does more like sci-fi thrillers. So I don't know. Reading Pines kind of threw me off this author, unfortunately, because it just really was not my thing. I didn't even really read all of it. I think I read the first third and then skimmed the middle and then read the ending. And it just wasn't for me. I just really didn't enjoy it. And I did not like the main character. He was so annoying. And it really threw me off wanting to read anything else by Blake Crouch. But unfortunately, I already own 3 more of his books, which is why it was on my Stack of Shame list. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. So maybe eventually I'll get to his other books, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Those are all of the books that I got to, which is really sad. I read 10 out of the, 46 books. So it's a little sad. It makes me feel a little bit sad for myself, but maybe I'll do better in the year 2025. And I'm not even like a mood reader, so I don't even have that as an excuse. I'm very like structured in what I read, and maybe that's what it was actually. But for whatever reason, I didn't even get to half of them on these two lists. But I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please let me know by hitting that thumbs up. And please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss any videos from me. And I post every Friday, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya.